Hi everyone! Oh my gosh, I'm finally making a YouTube video. I know, I am so sorry. The reason why I haven't made a YouTube video is because it's been crazy. And I'll tell you exactly why. First of all, I've been working like 55 hours in 4 days at work. Like, they're really trying to kill a girl, okay? Don't want to go into specific because I love my employer. Anyway, yeah, I've been going crazy. Work has been chaotic. Not only that, but in the middle of work being chaotic, me and Ben decided to update our kitchen. We decided to paint and put like that vinyl sticker where everything looks cute and marble when you see it on TikTok, but in reality it takes forever, but nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that. We are supposed to be getting new appliances, which we are still waiting for. That in itself was a whole bunch of drama. And actually, I can tell you about that one. Anyone who's here to read stories, you might want to fast forward, but everybody else who wants to know the tea of what the heck is going on in my apartment, let me tell you. We have really old appliances, and the only reason you'll get new ones is if you update and pay like 60 some extra dollars a month. Which, by the way, I don't agree with that, just because these appliances are old AF. Like, they're not even cooking properly. But me being the unproblematic person, because I don't want to deal with people. Just add that extra charge, bring me my appliances, and that's it. So I call this lady at the front office, and I'm like, yeah, I want the new appliances. Can you tell me when they'll be dropped off? And she said, yeah, they'll be dropped off on Monday. So me and Ben don't schedule anything for that day. We obviously know that's like an all-day event. So we're like, let's just do this as easy as we could for the people who are gonna come and install that. So we put all our groceries in grocery bags in the fridge, so the day comes that they come over, we just pull it out. Everything is clean. We've made a pathway. They can easily come and go. We have masks ready. You know, we took our time with this. We got the kitchen ready before they came so that we wouldn't have to deal with any additional things. So the day comes and I wake up like at 8 in the morning and I call them because I'm like, oh, let me just make sure everything's good to go. When I call them, the same girl who told me Monday answered the phone. And she told me, oh no, they're not coming until your lease renews. And I was like, well then why would you tell me that it's coming Monday? Like, why would you say that? And she's like, I'm not sure who was here. And I'm like, it was you. Like, did you work Tuesday? Last Tuesday? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it was you who told me. And I'm like, so if I wouldn't have called you, I would have been waiting for these appliances all day and nobody would have showed up. And she goes, I'm so sorry, it might have been a miscommunication. And that just got me even more mad because she was like, it might. You told me Monday. Like, if you would have said, hey, it's not gonna happen until you renew your lease, me and Ben would have had time to redo the kitchen without being rushed. I probably would have made a whole bunch of videos because I knew I had the time. And the fact that she was not acknowledging that she messed up was pissing me off even more. So she's like, do you want to talk to the manager? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't give a shit if you're gonna bring him to me later, but don't tell me something and then try to pretend like I'm crazy. So the manager comes on the line and she goes, yeah, I don't know what happened. She's telling me that that someone told you they were coming Monday. I'm like, she told me. I was like, do you think I'm psychotic? Like, do you think that I am insane? Do you think that I sat here in my apartment and told myself, on Monday, I'm gonna have the appliances delivered, but I'm not gonna tell anybody. Like, just in my head, and let me prepare for it. I was like, does that sound right to you? And she goes, no, but I guess she's not admitting it. And I'm like, yeah, and that's what's more frustrating, that she's not admitting that she told me the wrong information, because had she started with that and told me, hey, I'm sorry, there was a miscommunication, I messed up, I would have been like, okay, just tell me when they'll be delivered. But no, she wanted to pretend like I live in an imaginary freaking Cindy Lou Who world. No, ma'am. Y'all piss me off, and that's because it's hard to piss me off. Like, it takes a lot. I don't like fighting, but when you try to make me look stupid to your manager, no. So the manager's like, I guess she just doesn't want to tell me that she messed up. And I'm like, yeah, that's bad because your employer cannot take accountability for their errors. Guys, if you make a mistake at work, take accountability because that makes you a bigger person. That also makes you grow and learn from your mistakes. Glad that I said that. Can y'all tell I have like no friends to vent to? Because I haven't told anybody this except for Ben. But it was because Ben was like, I had put her on speaker when she was like, oh yeah, on Monday. And Ben's like, oh crap, let's get ready. Let's get everything ready. He was with me. Like, did we both make this shit up? No. I think I just worked myself up. But I'm glad that I'm like ranting to you guys and telling you, because maybe I'll feel better after because I just let it all out. Anyway, you guys are not here to listen to my problems. You guys are here for scary stories. I was feeling a little festive because we just put our decorations up, so let me be, okay? Anyway, let's get this started. I look pissed. Oh my god, do I look? Wait. Okay, this is my everyday face, like when I go to grocery stores, anywhere. I look mean, but like the second you talk to me. Oh, we should do that. Hold on. The thing. Wait. Lefty? Let's try this again, okay? Ready? Hey, Lati? What? This is the real one. Lati? Oh, hey. Like those girls on TikTok that are like, hey, Lati, and they're like the wind is blowing in their hair, like, yes. Ain't nobody do that. Don't be lying. We're just keeping it real here, okay? Can we pretend that I'm not wearing a wig? Thanks. Okay guys, this first story is from Una_Jurassic. Hey, I got some stories for you too. When I was around 6 years, my mother and I were in Croatia and my grandpa had to go in the hospital because he wasn't doing good. My mother and me would visit him every day. One night, I couldn't sleep because I had such an unexplainable feeling through my body. I knew something was wrong. When my mother and I arrived at the hospital parking the next day, I didn't want to go inside the hospital. Not because I didn't want to, but there was something inside me telling me to stay in the car. So my mom said, all right, and she left me in the car. 10 minutes later, she comes back crying, telling me she had the time to say goodbye to my grandpa. He just passed away. And in this moment, I realized it was him holding me back to see him like that and giving my mother the chance to say goodbye to her dad. Then there is also the story of my grandmother. I really don't dream that often, and if I do, it's always like kind of a message for me. So in 2019, I had a dream that I was with my grandmother in bed cuddling with her, laughing, singing, just being happy, and in the dream, I had to go to the bathroom. And when I looked in the mirror, I saw and could really feel how my teeth would fall out. I woke up and Googled it and saw that if you lose teeth in a dream, it means you're afraid of losing someone. So I wrote my mother, still got the chat, and she said, maybe you're just afraid because of your teeth. I said, no, I think I'm worried about grandmother, even though she was doing fine at the time. 2 days later, we got a call that she peacefully passed away. She died in her sleep, and that evening before she died, she was singing and laughing with other residents in the retirement home. That is so amazing. Like, I was messaging with this person and I was just like, it could be like they loved you so much that they were just like, they don't want you to remember them in the bad light or don't want you to see them in that way, which is crazy, but also very cool because I'm sure they just loved you, adored you, to the point where they're like visiting you in dreams. That's amazing. I find these fascinating, not necessarily scary, but I think I wanted to add this kind of a story in the video because I just want to tell you guys that just because things are paranormal doesn't necessarily mean that they're scary. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this already, but just wanted to put it out there because the story was good. I liked it a lot. Okay guys, this next story is from Layla_S07. Me and my friends had a sleepover at my friend's house before she moved. I had slept good when I woke up randomly. I opened my eyes because I thought it maybe was my friend, but when I opened them, I saw this white pale face with black eyes and smiled creepily at me. I closed my eyes and fell asleep. When we all woke up, my other friend asked the friend that was gonna move if she was on top of me staring at me at night. Why did I get chills? Then I told them everything, and when we visited the house after she moved, I got creepy vibes. We were gonna go through the house more, but my friend dragged us out and got us on the bus and told us there was a pale white face that was staring at us from the hall. We still don't know what that was, but it was scary enough for us to never forget that face. That is so creepy. I mean, I guess I'm glad that your friend was moving out of there. Wait, did she ever say that she experienced anything? Like at all? Let us know in the comments, please. Okay guys, this next story is from It's Love Remy 15. When I was about 4, I had my own room, but I stopped sleeping in there because I found a big spider and my mom hid it and it just fell and I didn't know if it was still alive. Well, I started sleeping in the living room. The way the couch was, I was laying facing the hallway and I kept waking up to my name being called out, but no one was up. As soon as I woke up, I saw a lady in a black funeral dress, like off of Insidious. It would stand by the door just staring at me until one night, I woke up to my name being called and I looked in the hallway. It was there, but this time it slowly turned its head and looked at me. I quickly threw the blanket over my head. Oh my god. No, I just got chills again. I don't like that. That is so scary. I can't. This next story is from Beth W_XCW. When I was little, mostly around 8, I was spending the night at my dad's, as my parents hadn't been together since I was 1. It was like any other normal night, and I always shut my door when I went to bed, to keep the ghost out. Anyway, I must have fallen asleep pretty quick, and when I woke up, I needed to go to the bathroom, but when I went to put my light on, I had no light switch. I had no door handle. I couldn't find my window. The only thing in my bedroom that night was my bed, just a bedroom full of walls. No escape as I struggled with claustrophobia. This didn't end well. So I was hitting the walls and screaming for my dad, and I actually can't remember falling asleep again, but I woke up the next day with my bed in the middle of the room where it wasn't usually, and my room was reorganized. I asked my dad about the screams and taps. He told me, yeah, it sounded like it was coming from a far distance. That freaked me out considering my bedroom was right next to his. My friends think I was taken by aliens. Have any of you guys experienced this? I think she messaged me after this and she's like, I just want to know if this has happened to anybody else. And in my head, the only thought that I had was like, what if she was astral projecting? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think happened? That sounds scary. Like imagine having claustrophobia and then not finding a door, but just walls. No. I was gonna say I would have passed out, but I think she passed out. I don't think she went to sleep again. I think she passed out and then woke up again and was like, what the F just happened? Okay, guys, this next story is from Susan_Dorian04. Hi, Lati. I got a scary story. This was when I was a baby and my brother was 4. So my sister was keeping me and my brother. My sister went to put me in the crib and my sis was changing my brother's diaper. My brother checked in my room and there was a black, tall, shadowy figure standing over my crib. And he asked my sister, "Who's that?" pointing to my room. My sister said, "Where?" She looked in my room and couldn't see anything, and my brother was still pointing and still saw it. My sister turned on the light and my brother couldn't see it anymore. My sister went to pick me up fast, and like 10 minutes later, my mom calls and says, "Don't open the door for no one." And my sister said, "Why?" The phone cuts off. My sister looked out the window and saw a lady standing outside our house on the porch with scary white eyes, trying to come inside the house and yelling, "Open the door, open the door," in a deep guy voice. My God. My sister phoned the cops, and when the cops got there, she fainted, and like 30 minutes later, she was in the hospital and didn't remember any of it. P.S. I love your videos. Thank you, but what the F, man? That was a lot. If I was her sister, I would have probably never babysat again. That sounds scary as hell. And wait, why did your mom know to call her and be like, "Don't open the door"? I think there's more to it. Can you please leave us a comment as to why your mom did that? What happened? I'm scared. Okay, guys, this next one has 2 stories, and it is from CKG Gamer. I have a story, and this is true. I was in my room using my phone, and then my door opened. I thought it was my dad playing a prank on me, but then I heard him downstairs. I was so scared. The next day, I was downstairs. I heard my mom call me, and I said, yes? No one answered, so I walked up the stairs and asked my mom if she called me, and she said no. I was so scared, and I still am today. Yeah, I'd be too. I have one more story. This is true. I was upstairs in my room watching TV, and I heard knocking. I was scared. I told my dad, and he said it was the neighbors. Then I heard walking on my roof, and then I woke up with a bruise on my arm. That is freaky as heck. Should I say it? No, I'm gonna say it, but I don't want you to think this is what's happening to you, okay? In Mexican culture, when you wake up to like bruises and ish like that, they say that it's a witch coming to like... Look it up. I don't want to scare you. I'm already scared myself. I don't want to say it out loud. Okay, guys, this next story is from Ana Beltran. Ana Beltran? Listen, I'm Mexican. Okay, I'm not all the way Mexican. My dad's Puerto Rican, my mom is Mexican, but when I see a name like that, my brain wants to read it in Spanish. So if your name is not meant for Spanish, I am so sorry. Ana Beltran. Ana Beltran. I'm so sorry. Hey, 4 years ago, we were at my grandma's house. We were all sleeping. I was in the same bed as my oldest sister. Then someone touched my fingers. I woke up and I thought that it was my dad because he was scaring me. So I went to their room and they were sleeping. I was a bit scared. Then I went to bed and felt someone else in that room. I didn't open my eyes. Bye. Hope you see this. Oh my god, did you tell your parents? I always want to ask you guys this because you never mention, like, you guys tell me a story but never tell me what happens after. I'm gonna ask questions like, did you tell your parents? Because, and I only ask this because my mom would never believe me. Like, it was until I was of age, I moved out, where she was like, oh yeah, I experienced those things too, but I didn't want to get more scared. She let me go through this on my own and made me think that I was crazy when she was experiencing them too. Parents, if any of these kids come to you saying they feel something, don't tell them, no, there's nothing there, go back to your room. How about lay in my bed with me? Next story. Okay guys, this next story is from Lemon. One day I was running in our living room just by myself and my parents are in the other room. I accidentally stomped really hard on one of the tiles and the sound was weird. It's like if there was a space under it, and my parents said it's just the problem on the cement under. That night, I woke up, I was about to drink water, and I heard scratching noises in the living room. I was so scared to look at it, and I ran fast to my bedroom. I was not finished drinking water, so I was a little bit dehydrated, and my throat was so dry until I fell asleep. So yeah, that's my weird story. The good thing is I'm still alive from hydration. I love this. I love the ending to this. Okay guys, this next story is a little long, so sit back, relax, grab a snack. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while. This story is from Sylvia Lacobuti. Lacobuti. I like your booty too. Sorry if this is your real last name. I know, I'm so sorry. Sylvia Lacobuti. I need to grow up. Hi, I have a story that happened a few years ago. I don't know if it is that scary, but it terrified me. And also, I would appreciate if somebody may explain it to me. My best friend's grandpa died last week, and 2 days after his passing, I went to their home because I didn't want my friend to be alone. As soon as I walked in the house, I started shaking and shivering, but I wasn't cold or something. The more I stayed there, the worse it got. We stayed in the kitchen because I wanted to cook something for them, and on the table there were 2 candles. The flames on them was shaking just like me, something that my friend told me about as soon as they started using those candles, and any type of candles in that house. Again, there was no window open and we didn't move much around them. Also, there was a piece of foil hanging by the shelf. It started moving really bad and nothing was touching it. By the time I saw this foil, I was already feeling a bad pressure in the back of my head going down to my back, like something was leaning on me. But when I left, it got way worse. I had to go to a bus station. I got there in 5 minutes, which was ridiculously fast. I was almost running because my muscles were contracting so bad. My heart was racing and I felt like it will explode. I also had a very hard time breathing. My only thought was that I was dying, but I can't explain that. It doesn't feel like that experience was mine. I am not very religious, but I started praying. The way everything I was feeling stopped suddenly, like nothing happened. And I have to mention that it was no panic attack because I have panic attacks frequently and I'm used to the feeling. Thank you so much if you make time for reading my story. Love you. I love you too. The fact that when I started reading this, I immediately knew the symptoms because I've gotten really bad panic attacks too, but then when you were like, it's not a panic attack because I've experienced that, it made me think of something else, and it made me think of something that I've recently discovered about myself and have not told anybody because I just don't want to freak anybody out. I do think that you may be an empath and you may have been feeling the dead relatives in the house, but also why were the candles moving like that? Like, that's the weird thing about it too, that sometimes I feel anxious and anxiety when I know that I'm fine. And I've started here recently, like closing my eyes and asking my guardian angels to, like, if these are not my own feelings, please remove them from me. Like, I don't want to feel that way. I don't know. I'm not saying you're an empath. I'm just saying, like, do you think you may be? Because I wouldn't know how else to explain that. What do you guys think? Can you please give us some advice? I mean, what I'm saying is just my opinion. You obviously don't have to take it as a fact because it is not. I don't know you. That's just what I immediately felt after you were like, I know it wasn't a panic attack. Okay guys, this next story is from Amity Hansen. I have a story. So we have not moved into our new house and I have always had some strange things happening. We always had trouble and unpleasant spirits like knocking on our walls at night and seeing a shadow person at the end of our hallway. But this last has been the worst. My youngest son had just turned 1 at the time, had orbs followed him everywhere, and one day stopped wanting to sleep in his cot. He would just scream, so naturally I assumed he just wasn't comfortable and changed his cot, but it continued. I started to get worried and did a little investigating of my own to see if we had any unwanted guests. My findings were not pleasant. I did a spirit box and kept getting the same responses like death, get out, and name Davin. I was getting more and more as my son was not acting like himself. He would lash out and start screaming for no reason. And then one night, me and my husband were laying in bed with him and something pulled him out of bed. Oh my God. That's when I knew I had to do something. I started praying and kept saying the St. Michael protection prayer every night, and it started to calm down. Then we moved and it got worse. We constantly see shadows under our bedroom door and hear footsteps at night. But then my now 4-year-old started running into our room at night screaming that a monster was grabbing his feet. So I put a St. Christopher medallion under his bed and he has been fine until I saw the creature myself. I have a photo of it and I also have photos of the orbs that followed my son. It has scratched my arms and still burns after over a month of it happening. I don't know how to send the photos through here yet. Oh my God. I don't know if I want to see the photos, though, I'm being honest. That's kind of scary. I'll figure out how to get those photos from you if you want to share them. I just don't want to, how do you say it? Like, I don't want to use you for clout, if that makes any sense. Like, maybe you can share your photos on your TikTok and then I can, like, duet it or something. I don't want you to think I'm using you, but I do think people might want to see the pictures, and I'm also very curious to see them. So if you want to make a video posting the pictures, please. Okay guys, this next story is from Ashley Rockefort. That is an amazing last name and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Girl, I have a story for you. When I was a kid, I lived with my mom and grandparents. My nana had 3 porcelain dolls on top of the wooden cedar chest that she stored clothes in. These dolls terrified me. My mom used to work odd hours and I would sleep with my grandparents when she was at work. I used to tell my grandmother the dolls would move at night and she would get frustrated telling me I was seeing things. When I was 6, my grandfather passed peacefully at home. He had been sick and we had a visiting nurse, etc. A few weeks after he passed, I vividly remember waking up in the early morning. My mom was across the hall in the bathroom getting ready for work. My room was freezing and dark except from the light coming from the ajar bathroom door. I looked at the corner of my room and saw a young boy. He came through the wall where my grandmother's room was and turned to what I assumed was to speak to me. Well, I lost it and bolted out of bed and into the bathroom. I would have done the same thing. I stopped telling my mom what I saw and she told me I was dreaming and put me to bed with my nana. I told my nana about the boy and tried to explain him to her, but she was very intolerant to paranormal stuff like that. About a year later, we sold the home and were going through the photo albums while packing. As my nana showed me the photos of her childhood and siblings, we got to an album that belonged to my grandfather. Surprisingly, I recognized the photo and told my nana, "That's the boy. That is the boy who was in my room." The boy I was pointing to was a photo from 1930, my grandfather, when he was 6. I never saw the album or porcelain dolls again after that, and my mom asked me not to tell my nana anything about anything else I saw. Although that's the first memory I have of seeing something that wasn't there, it's not the last. As I got older, it became less frequent, but I am more in tune to my surroundings than most people. And my mom says she had been as a child too. I have 2 girls of my own now under the age of 3 and wonder if they're ever going to notice things that others don't. I had a conversation with her and I almost felt like her nana might have experienced things. Like, because why was she so quick to turn it down? Like, I feel like, one, if someone doesn't believe, then they'll be like, oh, whatever, you were dreaming. Maybe you weren't fully awake. But like, she was like, no, didn't happen. Nana must have seen some things and she must be scared or just doesn't want to hear about it after. I don't know. I think she might be too scared to hear this stuff, which is understandable because, I mean, I've experienced paranormal things, which has made me want to know more, but some people don't want to know anything at all. Like, no. They're scared, so I can understand why maybe her nana was a little hesitant to hear anything of what she was seeing or going through. It's complicated. Okay, guys, this is the last story I have, and it is anonymous. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this happened a few years ago. I was at my friend's house, and we were hungry, so her mom said to go downstairs to get some snacks from the basement. So we did, and as soon as we entered, we started hearing whispers. We thought nothing of it, so we just got our stuff to eat and went back to her room. A few hours passed and we were watching a movie. We were home alone and heard a knock at her door. When we opened it, no one was there, so we came back and thought nothing of it. Went to sleep. She woke up saying she saw something and woke me up. We got up and saw one man in the black suit and a girl covered in blood with black eyes, with a wedding dress on. The day I left and never went back for years passed, and we went to Scotland together. We shared a room. When we went to sleep, we felt someone dragging us. We woke up and saw the same man and the same girl. By the way, this story is fake. After I told this person that I was gonna add it to my YouTube video, she's like, wait, I need to tell you that this is a story that I made up. And I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now, because I was about to ask, like, how the hell are you freaking alive right now? By the way, guys, just because nothing paranormal has happened to you doesn't mean you can't send me like a made-up story, but maybe you could tell me it's made up so that I can let the people know and not have them get freaked out and think they're gonna get dragged out of bed by men in black and women. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing this story, even though it's made up. I want to write made-up stories too. Like, would you guys like that? Yes, no, let me know. My imagination is crazy. Sometimes I have really weird-ass dreams that I want to share with you guys, and I have been sharing some on TikTok, but there's some other ones that I'm like, I cannot share these. There's no way. These are like gonna freak people out. They're gonna think I'm crazy. I feel like this is like the most stories I've read in one sitting, and I hope that this kind of makes up for me not posting in 2 weeks. I hope you guys understand also. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I don't have the time. I work a full-time job no. I work a full-time job that's taking a lot out of me. A lot. So right now it's easier for me to post on TikTok because I don't have to show my entire body. Why did I do that? Because it's just easier. I can green screen. I can show my like this much of my face. What? Why am I being weird right now? That's a concern. A real one. Anyway, I'm hopefully gonna record more videos so that I don't have to leave like 2 weeks span of no videos for you guys. Dang it, I touched my mic. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any stories you want me to read on camera, please leave them in the comments below. I really love you guys so much, and I appreciate you so much also for being patient with me. Thank you. I love you so much. Bye.